to Oscar Overlander. Welcome back to my channel. Today I like to talk about a very important topic about drinking water and how we store fresh water in our expedition truck. And that is through this guy here. That is a 420 liter custom made water tank. I will show you what it looks like and how I hook this water tank up to our water system in general. Woohoo! Look what just showed up. Oh yeah, the mysterious box. Yeah. Imported from Germany. Custom made water tanks. It just came with that truck here. Unloading it and throwing it into my truck and take it home. And we'll open it in my shop. Last screw. Woohoo! Oh yeah, the tanks. That's mine. I'm assuming this is my water tank. And in the back there is the wastewater, and this one is Peter's. Peter, the guy with the old Mercedes truck. Yeah, good. Today, the star in my video will be this guy, not this guy. This guy is always my star, but the black guy here. So this will be the star of the video. This is my fresh water tank. It's custom made, pretty obvious as you can see, because this is one tank. Both parts belong together. This is welded onto the big cube. And I will show you around and explain all the features on that custom made tank. Now let me show you around. So as you can see, this is welded on here. It is really one tank. So I planned first with a cube tank with only this part, but I came only up to 300 something liter. And my goal was it to get close to 500 as much as I can. I cannot go taller than this because then I won't be able to push it into the garage door. So therefore this is the max height I could go. And also on depth and on width I could not go bigger on that as well, because if I go deeper than that, then it's even more blocked from the garage door by the tank. So therefore I needed to come up with an idea how I add some water but not adding more onto this cube. So therefore I added this part beneath my stair. For those of you that are watching my channel, they know I have in my bedroom a stair going up 2 steps, and then left and right is there are the beds. So this is diving underneath the first step and then goes into the other side from the garage. So this alone is a bit over 100 liters. So I added basically 100 liter to the 300. So the fabricator of this tank, custom tank, is a company, Albrecht Behälterbau. That's a mouthful. But it is a company in Germany. They are specialized in these type of tanks, you know, for all sorts of things, RVs, boats, planes, you name it. And they're also well known, especially the owner, Uwe Albrecht. He's well known in the RV community and the global overlander community. He's well known with his product. It is made out of PE material, food grade PE material. It has, as you can see, these yellow lids. These are service lids basically, which you can open. They're easy to open with a seal ring on it, and then you can, or you are able to clean this tank after a while. You can also see the baffles in there. There's baffles, so it doesn't swap back and forth and change the behavior of the truck, so the water gets slowed down in there, especially in the big one here. So let me close that again, open up the other one. Oops, and seal ring right there, and you see here the baffles in there. There's multiple compartments, or not compartments, but they're all letting water through, right? But they slow it down, so it is not shaking the truck so much. Imagine 400 liter, that's 400 kilogram. So if they swap from left to right, this is a movement, right? So if you slow this down, just healthy for driving the truck. So these are the service lids basically. Now we have 4 tapes on it, and each tape is basically hiding one of the threaded, you can see there's a thread on it. I can twist fittings in there, right? So this one is for the fill up. This is the water entry basically to the tank. This is where I'm taking the water out. And there's a specialty to it, because when you stick your finger in, you can feel there's a pipe going down all the way to the bottom, right? Because yeah, there you see the how professional this guy is. I never mention this thing, but he did it by himself. He didn't even mention it to me. Of course, you have to have a rod or a little pipe going down to all the way to the bottom, because your pump won't be able to suck the water on at the top here. So you have to go down at the bottom. So if the tank is almost empty, it still is sucking the water out the pump, right? So yeah, well done. That is where we're taking the water out. Here is another one. This is only and simply the vent. That is where the tank is breathing through, right? If you fill it, air has to get out. And if you suck the water out with the pump, air has to go in. I will put a fitting in there and a little hose up as high as I can, and that's good enough for that. And then here, last but not least, there is the filler gauge, 24 volt. I requested everything on 24 volts. So, and he did that. I just have to hook it up to my Victron touch panel basically, and then I can see how much water still, or fresh water, is in the tank. Yeah, that is it. Simple as that. I know it's not really simple. It's very custom made. It's extremely custom made. And why I did it that way is the majority of water on the right. Now let me show you. I have on the left side of the truck the 2 300 liter diesel tanks. So that is already adding a lot of weight on the left side. Now to balance the truck, I have to put the majority of water on the right side. So that's my thinking behind that. There is a little issue because the diesel is very centered between the axles, and the water is actually behind the rear axle. So, or yeah, just about behind the rear axle. So that's a little issue, but still I have 600 liter diesel there and 300 liter water there. So, and then there is another tank, as you can see here, which I have already installed, and that is my gray water tank. It has also a service lid, which I can open right here, and you see also the baffle in there. So that tank takes up to 280 liter. I think that's big enough. Features on the tank, there's not so many, but there is a few. I have the that's a little unfortunate, it's beneath the pipe, but I have to come up with an idea how I run a hose out there, because this is the breather, right? This is the vent where he's breathing in and out. So, and then here I got the filler gauge. There's a nice puddle of water standing in it. The filler gauge, 24 volt. Then I have here on the side the release. I have to run a fitting out here with a valve so I can shut it off or let it run. This is how I empty the tank. 1.25 inches is that diameter to release the wastewater or the gray water. And this one here is a electrical or a heating rod basically. It's installed. I just have to hook it up electrically, and it will take care of the tank when it gets below zero. So I have to install a thermostat, and when the temperatures are dropping and the thermostat is realizing it's getting too cold, the gray water could potentially freeze then this heating rod is doing his job and keeps the content warm so it can't freeze. Other than that, there is only at the front, right here, basically the intakes. So it's 1 inch. I just have that little hose on there. So this is where the washer is going in on the first one. And here on the second one, below there, same. See, 2. There is, here, that one. Yeah. There is all the wastewater coming from the shower, the bathroom sink, and the kitchen sink. And that's it. So yes, I know my gray water tank is outside, but this is why we installed the frost guard. So the water tank is in the compartment in the garage. Width-wise, it fits. The only thing I could not know, I was measuring this too precisely, and it is basically made precisely to my drawings. What I did not know is the welding bead where this lower part gets welded onto. Let me see here. There, the welding bead is kind of proud. You see that? It's kind of proud, so 1/2 inch kind of thing. The welding bead basically hit that T-slot material. So what I did now is I cut the slope basically. I cut the 4th part away. As you know, the T-slot has 4 of these corners, so I cut 1 of these corners away basically here horizontally, and this is where the welding bead can dive in now. From the front it looks like this now. And in he is. I still have a little bit of a boo-boo, because as you can see, I was planning to do this here flush with that stair. You can see I have the gap here as well, and here. This is not lining up, but I must have made a mistake on the other side, because the big cube is already all the way against that back wall here. So there is maybe a 1/4 inch or something like that, but that's about it. So I must have installed this wall further this way after I ordered the tank already. I know that this tank will occupy a little bit of the opening, but it's not too much. You know, that's maybe 1/3. Let me step back. This angle is better. You see here? A little bit of the opening is occupied by the tank, but I still be able to load some bicycles if I want to, or chairs, tables, whatever. Plenty of space. And from the other side, anywho, because there's lots of space, it's all open. So today I went to the hardware store to pick up some fittings. What I have here is basically, that's a filter, that's the breather. There's air, this is not closed, air going through. So I will put this together. Stainless, this is all stainless steel parts. A nipple, a 3-inch nipple, stainless steel, with a female connector, and then the actual filter. This is already history. Installed. The breather, the tank breather on top of the tank. So now my water tank has found his final position and is securely mounted down. As you can see, I installed a 2x2 inch 1/8 thick aluminum angle on the floor. I have every 6 inches a screw in the floor. That prevents the tank from sliding back through vibration. The tank will not be able to slide back because of this angle. I also have these mounting brackets on there, 2 here and 1 over there, as you see on the floor. Let me zoom in right there. So, and there's 3 straps basically holding the tank down, only down. Like if you go over a speed bump, for example, or an obstacle kind of thing, a small one, that the tank cannot jump up, right? So that's prevented by that. And also, of course, it is the space under the stair is very tight, or basically limited, so it cannot jump up anyway, right? So this is what I've did it in case of security, backwards and upwards. And in the front there is that wall, and also at the bottom I have a 3x3 aluminum angle. This is on the front of the tank. You know, let me show you on the other side. You can still see it, but that angle is, as I said, a little further ahead. But you see, there's the angle, right? So the angle is fastened down to the floor, and the strap is holding on to it. So that is tight and secured. So the difference is this big cube where the most weight is on the other side. Let me walk right back again. This one here, this is right against the wall, against that angle, you know, and it's prevents basically that the tank can slide forward, and that is the most important thing, because imagine you have this thing full, that's 420 liter, 420 kilogram, and you hit the brake, you throw the anchor, let's say an emergency brake, and 420 kilo want to move forward. So that is putting quite some force on your screws, which you put in the floor or in the wall, like I did. I made sure I have enough in there. It is fastened very well, so that this tank is not ending up in the living room when I hit the brakes. So that is, I'm confident that this is securely fastened down, and I'm happy the way it turned out. I want to show you something, what I was looking for, and what we're going to do in the near future. Look, this is what I'm waiting for. This is what I'm waiting for. So I can paint my doors, I can paint my hedges, I can paint everything else to close my habitat. Because I was not really lazy during the winter time, I just couldn't do any outside work. But I will show you now quickly an update where I am. You know, you see the kitchen is roughly in place, the warm water heater is in place, the diesel heater, I got the bedroom almost done. There is that behind that wall, there's the shower. Is not fully done, but I did a lot. You see the finished floor is in, the stair is completed, and stuff like that. There is a lot to show in the near future. I will come up with a lot more videos. And in the next video, we will talk about the filtration system, where I'm working on right now. This is it from me this week about the water tank and the gray water tank, about their connections and fittings, stuff like that, you know, from where I get it. If you have some questions about the water tank himself, the producer, shipping, or anything like that, please ask below the video. Yeah, so this is it. And next week we will continue with the filter system, which I'm going to install right now. And I will walk you through about the individual filters, the fittings, lines, where they go and what they do. And until then, stay tuned. See you in the next one.